This video is brought to you by our Patreon page. Help us grow and keep creating great content by supporting us on Patreon. Hey, welcome to Kala Yoga. My name is Kyle and welcome to the Mobility Series. Today we're going to be doing some chair yoga. So for everyone at the office or you're sitting at a chair or a desk at work all day, then this is definitely the sequence for you. We're going to be going through just a few nice stretches to bring some openness, some flexibility, some mobility to your body whilst sitting in your chair. And this is great to do even just 5 minutes at the beginning of your day. It'll make a huge difference. And if you'd like to join in on my weekly classes and now a weekly sort of vlog type video, you can hit the subscribe button and join in. The support here goes a long way. Otherwise, when you're ready, you can grab your chair and let's begin. Okay, so before we get going, I'm going to show you one to do that you can do. It's one of my favorite stretches. I do this in the morning, and it's not necessarily on your chair, but it's with your chair, and you can use the back of your chair or your desk, but you'll get an idea once I show you. So you'll find your chair, place your hands on the sort of back support or on top of the desk in front of your chair, and walk your way back to get yourself into a nice sort of L shape. But you want to start off with a very generous bend to the knees. So you want to, instead of tucking your tailbone, anteriorly tuck your tailbone, hands stretched out in front of you, bring your head between your hands and see if you can shift the weight back into the heels and bring your chest down towards the ground. So you should feel a nice stretch in the center back, opening up the chest. You can relax the head. I'm just gonna not relax mine so I don't talk around to the microphone. There we go. So length at the back of the neck, bring the chest down to the ground, and then once you feel that nice stretch in the shoulders and the chest and the back, straighten or gently press down into the heels to straighten out your hamstrings. So it's a really nice stretch to begin the day, really just pulling length, and it's also great to do to sort of focus on bringing that flexibility for good posture while sitting at your desk. You can release. Another option here is to have your hands together. Bring your elbows onto the back of your chair or your desk. Tuck the head in between your hands. Again, using the support of the chair, the back of the chair, to rest the elbows on. You can always put a jersey or a top there just to give a bit of cushioning. And same thing here. Start off with a bend to the knees. And you want to bring your hands to prayer and squeeze your hands together and then bring them down towards the middle of your back, and then bring and dip the chest down to the ground. So it's again one of my favorite stretches, just to open up the chest, a nice corrective posture stretch. And then once this feels good, using the exhale to bring depth into the stretch, like lowering the chest down, you can straighten out the hamstrings by pressing into the heels and feel a good stretch in your hammies. Alrighty, so you can do that for as long as that feels good. Sometimes I like to do that just for a few minutes throughout the day, just to continually open myself up. And then we can get onto our chair to begin our chair yoga. So, making your way onto the chair. We're going to start off sitting upright. We're going to take your right hand, grab hold of in front of the chest, the side of the chair. Now you're gonna have to just play around to see what you're sitting on and what's possible. If you don't have anything to hold onto here for some reason, you can just put your hand onto your side. But it's nice to use the chair as the support. Left arm reaches up and over the head for a side body stretch. Keeping yourself nice and tall at the back of the neck, reaching over with the left hand, even turning your head up towards the sky. Feels good, grounding down between the heels. And really leaning into the exhale as you breathe length along your left side. And release, rising back up. Take your right hand, instead of having it on the front, bring it around the back. Take hold of the back of the chair, sit up nice and tall. And then from here, we're gonna lean our head over to the left-hand side. So feeling a good stretch along the right side of your neck by leaning the head over to the left, still tucking the chin, length out the spine, sitting up nice and tall, and you should feel a good stretch along the right shoulder. And release. We're going to move over to the other side. Left hand this time in front, taking hold of the side of the chair. Right arm reaches up and over the head, like a half moon variation. And with all side body stretches, you want to wrap your pinky in and open your chest up. And really try and reach up and out your fingertips. One more breath in. And one more breath out. To release. Left hand comes behind your back this time. Grab hold of the chair, and you can always raise the hand up a little bit higher if that feels good. I like to keep it just parallel to begin with. And then your right arm can hang low, and your head goes over to the right hand side. Also experiment with tilting your head forwards and backwards just to roll the stretch out from the front of the neck to the back of the neck. Still breathing. Sitting up tall. And release. Well done. So from here, we're going to take our hands behind our back, squeeze the elbows together. Sometimes I like to point my fingers. We're going to roll the chest, and if you need to, you can. If your chair is hurting for some reason, that's quite a hard chair, you can put a towel or a jersey just to soften as you lean back. And if your chair is too high for some reason, and you can always just interlace the fingers and point back just to arch back, opening up the chest. You can also open up your arms like this and lean as far back. Otherwise, you can prop yourself up to get over your chair. But for this example, you're going to squeeze the elbows together, roll the shoulders back, look up and over, and hold and breathe. It's a great chest opener. Again, nice to work for the posture. Just rolling the shoulders, lengthening up the neck. Perhaps closing the eyes. Breathing in through the nose and out. And release. Slowly make your way back out and sit up nice and tall. Well done. So from here, we're going to move into a seated twist. Right hand comes onto the outside of the left knee. Left hand comes behind you. You're going to use the chair in whichever way feels comfortable. I like to just hold onto it like so. And the idea is that we're going to inhale to lift and then exhale to twist. So right hand on the outside, keeping the structure. And you're going to use this to twist. So inhale to lift up the spine. Exhale to twist over the back of the chair. And you can use the back of the chair, leveraging here and here. So this is coming this way and this is going that way. So we're creating that twist using the chair as a support. Again, while you're here, you can inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist and deepen. And release. Counter twist to the right hand side. If it's in your practice, you can just dip yourself down to release, and we'll move over to the other side. Left hand outside the right knee, right hand behind your back. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist and deepen. And release, counter twist to the left hand side. We're going to take our left legs, stack it on top of the right knee into a figure 4. If this is feeling uncomfortable, you can always extend your right leg out and draw your left knee into your chest as a start. This is kind of like a seated wind remover. And you can always begin with this one if that feels good, keeping your toes flexed. And you can open up the chest at the same time if possible. And over time, you can place your leg over and then bring your knee up and then bring your knee down. So that's kind of the progression if that feels good. Otherwise, you can always just play around, just raising the knee up. Sometimes this is a little bit more advanced, but you can take hold of the leg like so and open up the hip, which is also super nice, but also that's a little bit more advanced, but you can see if that feels good. But aim to get your foot onto your knee like so, working into the hip. If this feels good, keeping your left foot active, you can inhale to reach the arms up, shift the weight forward. This should feel quite strong. Instead of coming straight down, you want to move forward and bringing the lower belly forward and down, so increasing the fold directly at the hip. If you want to, you can always bring some activation to the chest by opening up, tucking the chin, and reaching forward. And release, switching your legs out. Well done. So again, if you'd like to, you can start, leg extended, draw the knee in as a seated wind remover, and then slowly placing, raise the knee up, bring it down, keeping your right foot flexed. Otherwise, inhale to reach up, exhale, shift the weight forward, and hold and breathe. So you don't necessarily have to have your hands up, but you do want to anteriorly tuck your tailbone. So almost trying to push your belly through that space in between your legs. It shouldn't take much, but you really will feel it on the outside of the right hip. And if you'd like to do something more passive, instead of keeping it so active, you can always rest your hands perhaps like onto your desk just to hold. And release. You can place your legs down. You can just kind of window wiper them from left to right to provide a bit of relief. Almost there. You're going to eagle the right leg over. So this would be more of a relaxed eagle. If you'd like to get the double wrap, which I'm not even sure. Oh, there we go. It is possible. Okay. So double wrap if that feels good. If it doesn't, you can just place it over. Normally it would just be placed over, but as I'm sitting here, it does feel quite good. Right over, right under. Left over, left under. So this would be your eagle. You would either raise your elbows up, lower the shoulders down. You can also open up the chest, inhale to open, exhale to close. A variety of different options here just to create some movement in the body. You can always just completely hold nice and still, focusing on the breath, bringing a sense of relaxation. Again, whichever feels good, you can shift the weight forward and rest it completely down. Again, it's up to you. See what feels good in your own body and just be with the breath and allow for long, deep breaths right into your belly. And you can release, unwind, switch your legs over. You can either just rest it or get the double wrap, left over, left under, finding a nice variation that feels good. You can always open up the chest, bringing it in, working in with your own breath. And if you are just keeping yourself nice and still, make sure that your shoulders come down and you raise your elbows up to parallel. And release. Well done. The last posture here. So you can either stay seated and bring your chest down in between your legs, grab opposite elbows and just relax, kind of trying to release the spine. You can stay on your chair if that feels good. If you'd like to bring in some variation, you can always tuck your chin and breathe length along your spine. Otherwise, you can always just stand up, going into a full ragdoll using the support of your chair, like so, ragdoll. And if you'd like to add in a little bit of variation, getting up onto the feet slightly, you can place your hands onto your chair like so, feet out in front of you, and come into a reverse tabletop, which is also great for your posture, just to open up the chest. So you would have your hands alongside of you, feet out in front, shift the weight forward, and like you would as a table on the floor, but you would just use the chair as a support, and you press up into the sky. And you can always add a little motion, inhale to come down, exhale to lift up and shift the weight forward, just seeing if you can bring some openness into the chest, engaging the glutes, pressing down through the heels and relaxing the head back. And you can release. So again, I would recommend doing this even just for a few minutes in the day, the beginning of the day, and if you can, maybe even in the middle of the day, just running through a few of the stretches which feel good. And if your one side is tighter than next, you can always do your tight side first, and then the loose side, and then back to the tight side. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, I will be down below, and otherwise I'll see you next time on your mat. Namaste.